Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're digging into something pretty common but also quite frustrating in business.
What's that?
It's when a big market entry project seems to go perfectly. It's on time, stays within budget, looks like a total success.
Okay, sounds good so far.
Right. But then maybe a year down the line, you look at the actual business results and they're, well, disappointing. Maybe sales are only hitting 50% of the target.
Yes, the gap between project success and business success. It happens a lot.
Exactly. And we're drawing some insights here from Project Management for Project Managers by Orlando Casabon, which really explores this disconnect.
It's a key point in the book, isn't it?
Right.
That laser focus on just executing the project, while vital, can actually blind you to the bigger picture.
Totally. It's like we celebrate finishing the project itself.
The ribbon-cutting moment.
Yeah, but we forget that what happens after that moment is often what really determines if the whole venture succeeds or fails in business terms.
So that narrow focus is a major pitfall. What kind of risks tend to get missed when companies have those project blinders on, especially entering complex markets?
Well, the analysis points to a few big ones. Think macroeconomic shifts, maybe a sudden economic downturn you didn't anticipate.
Right, something completely outside the project's control, but devastating for demand.
Exactly. Or regulatory hurdles popping up. New rules, new permits needed.
Things that change the entire playing field overnight. And of course, the cultural side.
Oh, definitely. Misunderstanding local business culture, customer expectations that can sink you fast, even if the project delivery was flawless. A good business plan needs to really wrestle with these.
It absolutely does. And that ties into the people aspect, right? Getting the right leadership on the ground.
Yes. The source really stresses this, the danger of not localizing key management roles or considering cultural fit. Why is that so critical?
Well, think about it. If you just parachute in leaders from headquarters, they might lack that deep, nuanced understanding of the local market. They might not get the local workforce dynamics, the subtle communication styles, the way business really gets done there.
And that leads to,
Poor decisions, maybe strategies that just don't resonate locally. A fundamental mismatch, basically.
makes sense, you need that local intelligence. Okay, what about competition? Plans can look great until an unexpected competitor shows up.
Yeah, that's another classic way things can go sideways after a smooth launch. You do your initial competitive analysis, looks okay.
And then bam, someone launches a similar, maybe even better product you didn't even know was coming.
Precisely. And if you're not constantly monitoring the landscape, not just relying on that initial snapshot,
You can get caught completely flat-footed, lose market share before you even get going.
it highlights the need for ongoing competitive intelligence, not just a one-off check during the planning phase.
Right. So beyond external factors like competition and risks, what about misjudging the market itself in the initial plan?
That's probably one of the most fundamental potential failures. Your core assumptions might just be wrong.
Like how much people will actually buy.
Exactly. Demand forecasting is notoriously tricky. You might be wildly optimistic, or your pricing strategy could be off. Too high, too low.
Doesn't fit what the market will bear or what customers perceive as value.
Or you might just fundamentally misunderstand what the local customers actually want or need. If those basic assumptions in the business plan are flawed.
Then the whole strategy built on top of it is shaky, no matter how well the entry project was executed.
It really comes down to needing a holistic view, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Project management is crucial, yes, but it's only one part.
You need that strategic planning, the deep risk analysis, cultural sensitivity, keeping an eye on competitors, and a real understanding of the market.
It's about connecting the project directly to sustainable business outcomes, not just celebrating the milestone of completion.
A crucial distinction. It really makes you think about evaluating success beyond just timelines and budgets.
It does. Looking beyond the launch is key.
So for anyone wanting to really get into the weeds on bridging that gap between project execution and long-term business results in new markets, we definitely recommend checking out Project Management for Project Managers by Orlando Casabon.